Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be reacting to what happens when you die. Now guys, 95% of you are not currently subscribed who are watching this, so if you enjoy my content and want to see more or want to support me, then it'd mean the absolute world to me if you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know exactly what I'm going to upload next. Now compared to the other videos I have to zoom in a little bit, so if I'm too close I do apologise, but you see Geralt over here from The Witcher, my camera was focusing on his face. On his face, not mine. Not my beautiful mug. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video.
Finally kicked the bucket, so to speak. Despite our mostly science-grounded views on death these days, it seems many of us believe in life after it. In 2014...
I guess it depends on your religion, or if you're spiritual, or... I know people might classify those as the same thing, but there's also people that are... Oh, is it a religion? I don't know if it's a religion. Being a Wicca. Or studying the Wiccan. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to offend anyone.
UK citizens were polled by The Telegraph, and just under 60% of respondents said they believe some part of us lives on.
I believe that when we die, we get put into whatever's born the second we die. So that could be an animal, a human. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in it. I hope that's kind of true. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? You know, the natural source, rotation of life. I don't know.
In the US, still a very Christian nation, Pew Research in 2015 asked people what happened after you die. The survey found that 72% of Americans believed you go to heaven, which was described as a place where people who have led good lives are eternally rewarded. 54% of US adults replied that they believed in hell, which was described as a place where people who have led bad lives and die without being sorry are eternally punished. With that in mind, welcome to this episode of the Infographic Show, What Happens When You Die. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. It seems a lot of people do believe that after death we might be ensconced in some cloud-strewn paradise, or conversely, if we haven't adhered to the ethics prescribed to us by our chosen religion or denomination of that religion, we might be faced with eternal hellfire and the prospect of groveling to a bearded red man who hardly ever puts down his pitchfork. But let's start with some empirical realism and what actually happens to the body when we die. Physicians know you're dead because the heart stops beating and there is no longer any electrical activity in your brain. Brain death equals dead, although machines can keep you going a little bit longer. You can also have what's called a cardiac death, which means the heart stops beating and blood no longer flows through your body. The strange, even wonderful thing is, people that have suffered cardiac death but have been brought back to life have said they were aware of what was going on around them. Others have talked about walking towards a light in such a near-death experience.
That sounds really scary. Imagine dying, but still being aware of how you died and when you died, but you obviously got brought back to life, but remembering the trauma that happened. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Guys, what about you? Do you believe in heaven and hell? Or do you have a different view? Let me know in the comment section down below, guys.
You can be brought back from what we call clinical death, but you only have a grace period of about 4 to 6 minutes. But let's say you get to the light and pass through. This is what we call biological death. Game over, the final whistle, dead as a dodo. This is where it gets kind of undignified, but what do you care, you're dead. Once you're definitely no longer with us, your muscles relax, and this means your sphincter will too, meaning that triple whopper and large fries you had for lunch will spill out of you. The gas you have in you may also leak out and cause a stink. The same goes for the pee you've got in your bladder. So dying, not surprisingly, is a bit of a messy affair. And men, you might even ejaculate. As for women, you may give birth after you have died if you were pregnant, which is something called coffin birth. It doesn't happen often though. Instead of pushing, it's the gases in the abdomen that squeeze the newborn into the world. As the body gets
that must be a sight to behold, and not a good one. I don't mean that in a good way at all. That sounds traumatizing. I don't know why I said it like that. Traumatizing.
Of what is trapped inside, noises may be emitted from your mouth as air escapes. Nurses and people working close to dead bodies have regularly reported hearing very alive-sounding moans and groans coming from dead bodies. You may twitch, but this doesn't mean there is life in you. These are just muscle contractions. You could also soon get an erection if you died lying on your stomach and the blood flowed down there. All your blood will pool to a...
He was gifted. What on earth is this video?
a certain area of your body. This is called livor mortis, and it's the reason parts of you will have that dark purple color you have seen on TV. These are the lovely things that can happen quite shortly after you go. With no blood flowing through your body, it will begin to cool down, known as algor mortis, or simply death chill. It will keep cooling until it is the same temperature as your surroundings. You will become stiff within about 2 to 6 hours, and this we call rigor mortis. This is
I remember rigor mortis.
because calcium is
Out of all those fancy words, that's the only one I actually know.
getting into your muscle cells. Cells break down without blood flow, and this leads to bacteria growth, and that's why you start to decompose. You may look like your hair or your nails have grown, but that isn't the case. What is happening is that your skin is receding, giving the impression of growth. The skin will loosen too, and blisters will appear on the body.
That's scary. Like,
The next stage is putrefaction, when bacteria and microorganisms start feasting on you. You'll soon start to stink as bad as anything you could have imagined while you were alive. One person described the smell as rotten eggs, feces, and a used toilet left out for a month
Oh, wow.
times 1,000. It is
wow.
unholy. Soon everything that is soft becomes liquefied, with things like bones, cartilage, and hair remaining strong. You're already well on your way to decomposing by the time you are being put in the ground, but if embalmed and buried, decomposition could be a slow process. Left above ground, you'll be a liquefied mess within about a month, feasted on by insects, maggots, plants, and animals. Underground, some experts say it might take 8 to 12 years before you are reduced to nothing but a skeleton. After around 50 years, even your bones will become part of the earth. We should
Wow.
add the rate of decomposition depends on all manner of factors, too many to list here, but we think you get the picture. While some people report that their near-death experience was a scene to behold, that's not always the case. One person writing on Reddit said his experience was as follows. It was just black emptiness, no thoughts, no consciousness, nothing.
I think that's scary. Imagine dying and you think nothing. Like, there's nothing on your mind. No regrets, no your life flashes. It's just black. And there's nothing going through your head. You just slowly pass away. That must be terrifying and alone. You must feel so alone and cold. Oh.
Is there really something else? Irish empiricist philosopher George Berkeley was so hell-bent on knowing what happens after death, or those moments during clinical death, that he actually hanged himself to the point of death with a friend nearby ready to cut him down before he died. He believed there was something between heaven and earth, perhaps what philosophers have called
Limbo.
the ether. The story has
ether.
become
I heard
lore
of
in
limbo before,
philosophical
not ether.
circles, but it's thought all Berkeley really discovered was that hanging hurts your neck. French philosopher René Descartes believed the soul was separate from the body, as many religions will tell you, and perhaps when we die, something lingers on. Friedrich Nietzsche talked about the concept of eternal recurrence, or eternal return, meaning all existence or energy in the universe has forever and will forever keep repeating itself ad infinitum. You live the same life again and again forever. Now,
That's insane. That's kind of similar to what I was saying. Like, when you die, you get put into another body.
doesn't that make you want to live well? Here we can make similarities to the Buddhist belief of the Wheel of Samsara, wherein all souls or lives will begin a cycle again after death, except not the same exact life. Something we call reincarnation, which some people say is connected to what we sometimes call deja vu. Buddhists believe we can end this vicious cycle if we can become truly enlightened, therefore achieving nirvana. Or do we make our way to heaven
That's
after our
interesting.
bodies stop working, tipping our cap to St. Peter at the pearly gates, hoping he won't deny us entrance for stealing that candy bar
Who is Peter? Is he the guy that has your list?
or when we went on a school
When you
trip
get
to
to the gates
Niagara
of
Falls?
heaven.
Will we be taken into paradise, a place replete with excellent foods and gorgeous maidens that make your dead knees go weak? Or will we simply seed the earth, our souls nothing more than a worldly fancy that took our minds off our cosmic insignificance and the feeling of futility that we sometimes experience here on terra firma? While this video was pretty grim, let's for a second step away and think about your life now and how you can make it better. If you
Sounds
are
like
one
a
of the
good
many
idea.
living people who are running a business or thinking of starting one, you probably need a website. But since we all have
Well then, we're not letting them carry on their advertisement. If you enjoyed this video, guys, leave a comment down below and like. And also, in the comment section, let me know, do you believe in heaven and hell? Or do you have a different view on it? You know, let me know, guys. Also, guys, 95% of you are not currently subscribed. So if you enjoyed this video and would like to support me, you know, it'd mean a lot if you just hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload next. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.